So is this planet Morbius? Is that what that?
What?
Or is that planet called Mobius?
Don't know.
I don't remember what the Sonic planet's called. Let's just take a pause and sit for a second.
These chairs are very comfy. So plush. Puts me right in the mood to read.
Makes me want to take a nap, personally. In fact, maybe I'll rest my eyes a bit.
Ambit, no! Don't fall asleep! It's been a murder, remember? Ah.
If I had a ring for every time a murder ruined my nap time. I feel like this is only fun for Amy. And then also, and Tails. I don't know why Tails and Amy get to have all the fun. Everyone else stand around and like, pull it. What's this bright red book?
Oh, yuck! This reeks of the evil scientist, Dr. Eggman. Yep, this is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book.
Kind of recipes.
Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is even here.
Maybe people just appreciate an omelet.
May not be wrong.
That is weird.
Is weird. Wow! I wish I could stop and look at all these books. Sonic needs me. Time to rest.
Alright, let's move on then.
Right. Well, I mean, a peek wouldn't hurt.
He's scavenging through all the book titles excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy shop. Or in this case, a genius in a train light.
That's odd. I know some books have fallen out on the floor and every book is in alphabetical order, but this one. Garage Express Manual. The user guide to Garage Express. Train we're currently on.
Do you think someone found it on the ground and put it back?
Maybe, but it is interesting. Let's make a note of this.
Mirage Express manual is added to your inventory.
Oh, poor thing. That arm is really struggling.
To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone to do its thing.
Yeah, probably for the best. I think the car did it. Train.
The train. Chow hanging precariously from a tree branch. The large text below reads, "Hang in there."
Wow, I really needed to see this. Little Chow's hanging in there, refusing to use his wings to fly to safety. He's choosing the hard way, often the most rewarding. Beautiful. This Chow can stick to his principles and find strength, and I can too.
There's no way there was that much thought put into this poster, right?
Ah, brochures! They're a travel destination. Amusement parks, taverns, hotels, restaurants. Ah! Abby, look at this! There's a couple maps here.
This seems to be a map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here.
I love a good overhead map. Let's take it.
I flippin' love maps.
Love map.
We take this brochure about a cave too. Look, there's stalactites.
I'll leave it.
For me, it's mites or nothing. Yeah, that's fair. Nobody shares my fondness for caves.
Are we?
What are we?
Oh.
Like, what animal are we?
Shadow supposedly booked the library car before going in the balloon car. Shadow left the library car. He locked his door on the way out.
There's got to be a reason he's doing this. Do we make a note? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I do believe we could.
Shadow's lock is added to your inventory.
I think we found enough. Really? Let's go interrogate Vector and Vespio to find out what really happened.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Look at this brain map.
Is anything out of place?
I don't know. Rouge was looking at the brochures over here and she got all mad about something.
Oh,
And there's this book, an exhaustive manual of the Mirage's expressed many features and capabilities. Doesn't seem to mention how to drive the train, which would have been neat. And Shadow's locked.
Why has Shadow been locking people in?
I don't know.
Why has Shadow been locking all the doors?
Out the book club. Book of the month.
Gone gal.
Okay.
The joke of the. Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't it? But what's Gal got to do with Sonic?
A little joke.
Is it because it's an old-timey train?
Oh.
Just a joke, innit?
But he likes the book Gone Gals.
Did you bring me any meat to chop? I may be a butcher, but they confiscated my meat cleaver before getting on the train.
You actually tried to bring a knife on the train?
I'm a man of authenticity, Tails. Without a knife, I'm just a chef, ketchup-stained ape, not a butcher. I think he had a knife on you. We'd definitely think they were a murderer. But what if I had the knife? Or hid the knife?
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this line of thought. I take your order?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
starved. Actually, I'm off duty at the moment. The murder mystery is more important. Why'd you flip an ass? Yeah. And why would you show the menu? Come on, Aunt.
Come on, Aunt Bit. Why would you tease him like that?
Here, I thought I could trust you. You've made a fool of me.
Look, Aunt Bit, you've made him a fool.
Come on, Aunt Bit. Smooth this over. No, I'm the fool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I smooth things over, but at what cost?
Everything's been smoothed over. But...
So the two of you don't believe us, eh?
It's not that I don't trust either of you, but I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibi. Ambit and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if Espio was really reading in the library car.
Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if... Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seemed. Vector enjoys being social. Whilst we were instructed to mingle, I remember the arcade machine in the saloon car, so I figured I'd check it out. This seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles.
That brings our attention to you, Espio. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car?
Of course he was. Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it happen.
I've made it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book?
Espio doesn't own a detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read?
You won't talk. I have a hunch on what the book might be. Ambit, did you help me out?
Alright, Ambit, what book do you think Espio may have been reading?
Is it this book?
Maybe is it the
Only book
in
we've
our
got.
evidence? Yeah. A manual? You think Espio was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have for? Bing!
Bing!
Go, 40 rings.
Oh,
That dude. Oh.
come on, you can do it. There you go. Don't get hit.
Hey. Fitty ring.
I have an idea. There are books scattered around the floor, sure, but the remaining books are on the shelves. We're all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone at the very least pick the manual up and put it back in the incorrect place.
Ugh.
This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, SBO.
Hey now, I won't have you insulting my pal like that. Calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself.
No, you mean well.
Apologies, SPO. Butcher and a poet. Friendships can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading. The Mirage Express Manual. Trains are cool.
In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. And bet you don't mind. You ask SBO some questions about the manual. Just flip to a page and ask away.
Oh, I see. Quiz SBO about the manual to prove he read it. Which page should I quiz him on? Which page?
Oh.
362?
Was it open on a certain page?
I don't know.
Any. Page 14.
Okay, what efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms during events that can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash. I remember the conductor saying the train contained stuff, but I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire many janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passengers' safety.
Seems like SBO aced that question. Ambit, hit him with another one.
Okay, which page do I choose?
15.
What is the Mirage Express's cancellation policy? No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Indeed, a person who made these rules must have been over 65.
That's one, Ambit. Let's see if SBO can get 3 for 3.
Gotcha. Which page should I pick last?
56.
What was implemented to support the conductor's duties and ease the general train obligations? Intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to ensure smooth travel for guests. I remember this. The train has an autopilot, but it can access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present. Now, I pass your little test.
Oh, did he?
Yes, so.
I'm not paying attention.
Totally. It's wild you were able to retain all this information so quickly. A poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if he's bragging about that.
Clearly read the manual. Those answers feel far too specific to be questions. What did you say?
I misread the first line, so I corrected myself.
Oh, sorry.
And you both have the nerve to question my buddy like that? Don't you want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit, though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all my questions so calmly. That's very impressive. But no, I understand everyone's cautious of it. Vector was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate, despite being the truth. But you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can...
SBO, is that true? Vector was the only one to see you reading?
Yes, that's correct. Problem?
Frankly, I don't believe that can be true, and we have evidence to back it up. Ambit?
It always puts me on a spot. Okay, Ambit, think. We should have a piece of evidence linked to someone who also saw SBO reading. But what? Would it be Shadow's lock or the library map? Probably Shadow's
Shadow
lock.
came through.
Shadow came through, but also they said Rouge came through. Shadow's lock. Please pray tell, what has this got to do with anything?
We're up, Ambit. Let's get our argument together.
Bang! 50 rings. I did it.
I had an idea. Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine.
Yeah, but I ended up beating. It wasn't a high score long. Brock's a natural gamer.
Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car. He's mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated reading his book for a good while at that point.
Ugh.
We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon car, but there's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip.
It was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in the book. I didn't notice Shadow.
You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up?
Well, I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see
So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at that moment were you really in the library car at all?
But how would Espio leave Shadow locked all the doors? How would Espio leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Espio in the saloon.
It's a mystery, my dear Antip. One that I would love for Espio to solve.
Gotta believe me.
Gotta believe me.
That cool demeanor is vanishing. So involved with my book, didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library on it. Vector returned. He even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing.
I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, Espio. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car?
Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was Espio simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish and not notice Shadow's the library? What should I do? What are we gonna do?
And
Why? We don't care about it.
because we don't want to make a false accusation, do we?
But he's like, why?
Why what?
Oh, so you think Espio just genuinely didn't notice?
Yeah, maybe he didn't.
I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails. We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems.
All right, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another?
A map of the library.
I think something's been moved. I think it shows something's been moved to the library, so couldn't have seen him.
I think. Oh, so you're saying?
I think originally the library was one way, and then something's been, and so he couldn't have seen him, and then something got moved.
The train crash.
Or something.
Moved, locked.
Yeah, like that.
Dream gear. It was all a dream. Thanks so much for watching our playthrough of The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Please hit subscribe as well as that bell button so you can find out when the next episode comes out. And we'll see you all in a bit.
Bye.